Smart people know these 15 things about money. While cash is king and the source of all evil, money is what makes the world go around. Finding a healthy balance in your relationship with money is difficult, and being wise with money is a skill that must be learned and, ideally, kept. Our responsibility is to transfer as much knowledge as we can to you, and we appreciate your ongoing support. The topic of today's lesson is the 15 things that wise money managers avoid doing. First, paying full price is a habit that we have all witnessed at least once. This person brags about the latest expensive item they purchased at full price because they were so desperate to own it. There are some problems with this behavior, such as insecurity, but we are talking about what consumption-oriented consumers do, comparing shops. Paying full price only screams dumb money. Someone with money sense will evaluate choices to find the best offer, and if they cannot find a better deal, rest confident, they will negotiate one. Second, if the new purchase is going to benefit you or make your life or job easier, then it is a good idea. However, if the upgraded benefits are minimal, skip it. It is not worth the extra cost and financial stress for something that does not bring that much progress to your life. So definitely not if the motivation for the upgrade is to. There is absolutely no problem with upgrading something, but it is a waste of money just for upgrading's sake. Third, Dr. Seuss once said, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind." How does that apply to money? A luxer wasting time and money trying to compete with people who mean nothing to them. Time and money are both valuable resources. If you want some help understanding what it means to mind your own business, why not revisit a classic? People who are smart with money do not part with theirs in an effort to impress anyone, especially not the Joneses. Mind your own business and let them mind theirs. You will be better off and luxurious. Fourth, we are not saying you should never pay for something for yourself and your friends, but people who are smart with money understand there's a time and place for it and know when it's appropriate. For example, the guy who insists on paying for everyone's entry to the club may be just being a jerk, but more often than not, these people are only spending money to gain status among their group of peers. Fifth, leverage affection. If your relationship is not going well, you might start buying your important someone's affection by paying for expensive dinners, gifts, or other things you think will keep them in their relationship. We have already talked about buying friendships and keeping up with the Joneses. So what exactly do we mean by affection? Right away, there are two issues. The first is someone who continues a relationship solely for their own benefit. If the relationship is so essential to you, spend the money on treatment instead. Even if the relationship does not work out, you will still come out ahead. In other words, the person you are gifting is just a dumb person, and if you have to buy it, it will not work. Sixth, yes, you heard that correctly, and no, we are not joking. Do it solely for luxury. What many people do not realize is that millionaires do not buy private aircraft so they can shoot selfies and have an instant dopamine rush. There is a difference between luxury and convenience, and billionaires are aware of this. Sure, taking a private aircraft or a helicopter to the airport might sound costly, but in reality, these services only buy you time, with the possibility of a little pleasure every now and again. Seventh, one subscriber stated one of his rules is to buy the best you can afford and take good care of it. We're all aware of the hazards associated with purchasing less expensive alternatives, such as the fact that they don't last as long and require replacement more frequently than necessary due to flaws in the return policy. But as he advised, you should always get the best you can manage. Eighth, we don't recommend investing thousands of dollars in solar or converting your entire home to green energy, but we do recommend making small changes to start saving a little extra each month on your energy bill. Our homes use a lot of energy, and spending an extraordinarily high amount of money each month for that power usage is not smart. Instead, people who are smart with money switched to energy-efficient alternatives ages ago and continue to stay on top of their usage. Ninth, people who are smart with money have already been there and done that and are looking at what is coming up next. Smart people don't buy into the hype. Instead, they create it. How many people saw the value of Bitcoin rising higher and higher and sold their houses to invest in cryptocurrencies when it was at an all-time high? Look if your weird uncle knows about it. It is already too late. 10th, it is time to firmly reject all add-ons of any kind. If a car salesperson asks you if you want to paint and fabric protection, you should decline. If a flight attendant asks you if you'd like to purchase additional baggage allowance, you should decline. If your child asks for an increase in pocket money, you should decline. You get the idea. 11th, so many people are choosing to rent rather than buy a home. Although each rental is different due to its location and other factors, renting allows for more flexibility and eliminates the need for anxiety about minor and big repairs. The same is true for buying a home. You could spend a lot of money and later discover you have bought a lemon. 12th, mistake right. So what do we mean by this? Frequently, people will attempt to complete a task on their own out of a desire to save money or to maintain their dignity. However, this frequently results in failure. At this point, it's time to call in a professional, at which point not only will you have to pay for the job to be done, but you will also have wasted your own time, money, and dignity. People who are wise with their money do not need to pay someone to fix their mistakes, instead they lean. 13th, believers in state-sponsored retirement. This may come as a rude surprise to anyone over 50, but those who are financially savvy understand that these funds are not the lifesaver it has been made up to be. According to a 2020 study from Fidelity Investments, 46% of Americans are at risk of not being able to cover their living expenses during retirement, which means many people are depending on the government to take care of them when they are elderly. However, are you really that confident that it will work out that way because we're not people who are smart with money and don't spend it on retirement? In fact, many people focus on accumulating long-term wealth rather than ever planning to retire. 14th, Diamonds Netflix recently released an episode of Explained that explored the world of diamonds, covering everything from why and how they became a status symbol to blood diamonds. Millennials and those who are wise with money are staying away from diamonds because, according to this money, buying diamonds involves entering an unregulated market, which is risky. Instead, many choose to use that money for experiences, down payments on properties, or education. Lastly, We Get It is in the position to finally buy a home for yourself is exciting and definitely a reason to celebrate, but people who are smart with money never immediately buy the first home that checks all their boxes. Smart people will strategically make offers on 10 or more homes, often well below the asking price, to get the best deal on what they want, and before you say lowballing a seller is rude. It's not if the seller is reasonable and the offer is reasonable. Alright, we sincerely hope that this list has given you some insight into the areas of your life where you should absolutely refrain from spending money. We appreciate you demonstrating this value to us by clicking like, subscribe, and ring notification so that you will always be informed when we upload a new video. When you find yourself doubting your abilities, remember the likes of Jan Koum and Howard Schultz. Koum is a Ukrainian-American immigrant who founded WhatsApp, and Schultz grew up in a housing estate and went on to open Starbucks. Set 10 times goals and pursue them with all of your might because you have what it takes to be successful, and we're completely behind you.